Good evening, everyone. Welcome to oNiD Community Racing, and welcome to round 2 of the SimRace247.com Porsche GT4 Championship. We are a slightly moist Paul Ricard this evening. I am the resident boss man, Johnny Ashley, and I'm joined, as always, in the commentary box by my dear friend, Ben Brown.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you're well, and looking forward to some GT4 action tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Always.
This is a typical Willy Black server.
Yeah, you can tell because there's rain.
Yeah, and it's static rain as well. If it was me, it could dry up, but it is static weather this evening, so it's going to be a little bit moist all through the race.
Yeah, well, it should make it quite interesting because obviously all in the same cars, consistent conditions throughout the race and through all the sessions. Should mix it up a little bit from the bone dry round 1 that we had.
Yeah, and it was a very hot and bone dry round 1 at Kyalami, which was really, really interesting. As you see the guys just finishing up the end of practice as they head on out into qualifying. We'll just quickly run through the standings then after round 1. All these guys are going out and getting their first flying laps in. So as we are then after round 1, Craig Matheson leads the way with 86 points. Niall Dodds then in second on 85 points. Then we have Chakraborty, Shipper, Jelinek, Mancy, Hillhorst, Black, Cordero and Bainey, your top 10. So it's very tight at the top already after round 1. What are your predictions tonight, Ben? Who do you think is going to grab pole? Who do you think is going to win the races?
Well, I was racing with Jimbo in the Alpines at this track not so long ago in one of the Jimmy Broadbent events, and he was pretty quick. So I'd expect him to be towards the top tonight. I know he had a bit of a topsy-turvy night last week with a slight incident in race 2, but I know he's got the pace. I know it's wet this time. It wasn't wet when I was racing here with him, but he was quick, and I think. Van Oostenen as well. He was rapid around here. I think he's just getting used to it being in the wet. But I've seen here he's been pretty quick here as well, so you might see him a little bit further up too.
Yeah, and as you see in Formula 1 and as we see in GT racing, some drivers actually really thrive in wet weather. They actually tend to perform better than they do in the dry conditions. So do you think we might get a couple of surprise top 5s or top 10s out there?
I think so, because obviously with the conditions, it's very slippery track. We think most of the guys will be with the dries on because of the nature of the GT4 cars, but it's very, very easy to get drive-throughs and cut tracks here. So any little mistakes, if they're pushing too hard, if they're fighting too much with someone, they get a couple of drive-throughs. We could see maybe the guys who are more consistent making their way up through the order and having some fun with it, but the rain can throw it off anyway. So I think we can just throw what happened in the bin last week, and it's totally fresh. We saw it in the Ginettas, didn't we? Well, many months ago when we ran the Ginetta Spec Series, we had a really mixed up top 5 in the wet races. So you might get the same tonight.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It will definitely mix up that order, and this is definitely not a track that our fellow founder Dave would enjoy. I think he has a nickname Drive Through Dave for a reason, and I don't think he'd enjoy this one. Just going to dip into chat quickly and say hello. We've got DJ is in, WVO's in, Jimbo Mance is in, Rolling Thunder says he wants his money back for the weather. Adam's here, Sim Stuff. First time chat, Squid Gamer, hello. Willie Blackhammer says you've got to love the conditions.
He would say that.
Jan Shouting's with us again this evening. So yeah, hello to everyone. It's going to be good. We've got some of the guys then. I think Heike van der Veen was the first one across the line, but he's invalidated his first lap. So we're still waiting for a few lap times to come in. But the good thing is, I suppose, as well, if you know it's going to be, like you said, it's going to be that greasy conditions, it's going to be everyone on dry tyres, then you know there's no chance of there's variable conditions, so you can just set your car up for both races, can't you?
Exactly. Yeah. You're not going to have to set up a car that's good in both the dry and the wet. You can make tweaks to the car to suit the conditions, because all of them are going to be in the same boat. If they're running dries, which I think our recommendation is they do run dry, so we're giving away a hint here. They may look, they'll be freezing cold and under pressure, but everybody will be in the same boat. I think if anyone does has tried out the wets in practice, they'll have found ballooning, overheating tyres. So we don't think that people are going to be doing that.
Yeah, when I spoke to Van Oostenen just before qualifying started, he said that the tyre pressures and the heat was going up in the wet tyres as he was going down the straight, which is something you don't usually see.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, if any of the drivers are listening, I think you should try and do your setup around them dry tyres. But we've always said this about the GT4s, haven't we? We've always said they almost need an intermediate tyre on a GT4. They can't. The wets only work if it's flooded.
Yeah.
And the dries do work, but they work better than the wets in greasy conditions. But you just need that intermediate tyre really to get the best out of the car.
Exactly, because if we were doing this race with GT3s in these conditions, it would be a lot closer on whether you went with the dries or the wets. In these cars, the wet is so geared towards flooded conditions that there's not really a middle ground, and it really does need a intermediate tyre. But that's part of the challenge of these cars. So we might see a little bit of sliding here and there tonight.
That's what I love about GT4 racing as well. Yes, they are the slower car, they are the slower class as well, but they actually, in certain conditions and on certain tracks, they actually take more concentration and more driving ability to actually drive one fast than it does a GT3.
Yeah, it's a totally different. Anybody that's tried different classes of cars will find that sometimes the slower cars, especially if they're a little bit leery, which in these conditions they might be, it takes a totally different kind of driving style to be able to be quick. So you're not always able to transfer the skills in driving fast in a higher downforce car in dry conditions than you can in damp conditions in a lower downforce car. So yeah, it should be very interesting, because the GT4 is all about carrying the speed through the corners as much as possible, because their acceleration is so poor. So yeah, it should be good fun, and they're already getting in. Obviously, it's quite a long lap here as well, and very easy to cut tracks. So we've only got 8 minutes left of qualifying, and we've only got 9 cars that have done lap times.
10 from 23 have got a lap time in, as we see Jimbo Mansi goes straight to the top of the leaderboard with a 2:09.3. Dodd second, just under 2 tenths behind. Then Chakraborty just under 3 tenths behind. So, as we thought, them three close up front again. I think you've still got Matheson on your screen now. He's literally just coming around to do a lap as he comes across the line then. So a flying lap is about to come in for Matheson, and he puts in a 2:09.5 or 2:04. So yeah, only just over a tenth away from Jimbo Mansi. So that's a really good lap from him. But it's these four again, isn't it? They were all close all through the racing last week, apart from the second race where Mansi had that incident. So, but what we said last week, you get these clusters of drivers all the way through the pack. As we see Savchuk then go wide, that's probably an invalidation.
It was, yeah. It was clean up until that point. That's why we were looking at him, but just slipped off the track. But yeah, it is the top four were just a pack, weren't they, in both races? And it was only incidents between them that made that kind of stretch out a little bit. So
yeah, it's going to be some great racing throughout the pack this evening. As we see then, Eris, they go a little bit wide there. That looks like an invalidation as well. So the guys
I'm struggling to keep up and find people that are still on still on laps.
Mr. Sablinskas, that is a nice looking livery.
Good, isn't it?
loving the oNiD logo on the back as well. Looking very nice. It's good to have Sablinska's back. I think he's been on holiday for a couple of weeks, so he's missed a few races. He's missed a couple of rounds of the rookies and a round of this and a couple of rounds of the GT3 championship. So, but he's one of the drivers that he does take part in nearly everything we do. So yeah, he's another one of the Van Oosenen and the Van der Veens of this world that just enjoy their racing, and they solely race here, which is great to see. As he then goes across the line for a 2:11.7, definitely looking to improve on that lap. As Mansi has actually put in a 2:08.3, he's now a second quicker than anyone with just over 5 minutes left.
And he's up as well. And Matheson's also up, but he's just losing a bit of time. I'm assuming he's going down. I know he's coming out the last corner. He's just lost a bit of time coming out the last corner. So he's going to get closer, but he's still 7/10 behind. But he's built up that buffer behind, so...
Yeah, he's got the best Sector 1 time of 35.5, where Mansi is better in the second part of the lap, so he'll be looking to improve.
We haven't mentioned it, but although the track's greasy and it's a static rain level, we're kind of half anticipating the laps to get faster as they go on, just because they'll still be...
drying line.
There will be a drying line, yes, that's exactly what I was trying to say and not finding the words. There will be a drying line, so we won't get down to a point, I don't think, where we've got a fully dry line, but there will be a drier line as we go through. So you might see a few faster laps coming in, and the times are coming down a little bit. So, but yeah, we might see some times coming down.
But we won't see it dry enough for them to get the usual dry times that we would see.
No, and I don't think I'm not sure what the standard dry time is around here. Is it like a 2:03 or something?
Yeah, I think it's
generally still in the 2 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it's generally 10 seconds slower than a GT3 usually. But I can't remember my GT3 time. It's been so long ago since we did it.
No, when was the last time we did Poor Ricard? Was it in the rookies?
They've done it a couple of times
for a few of the eval races, haven't we?
Yeah, and me and you did it over at Apollo
That's right, yeah.
endurance race. Yeah. But I haven't done it that many times. Oh, actually, did I do it? I think I have done it recently. I just can't remember what event it was. But yeah, it's a lot of people don't like this track. I know it can be punishing on track limits, but I actually think it's quite a flowing track, and if you get it right, it feels really satisfying to get it right.
I think I came into ACC not enjoying this track, but that was because of Formula 1, because it's one of the poorest tracks on the Formula 1 calendar. But this version of the track, without the chicane in the middle of the big straight, does open up some interesting setup possibilities. Do you go more wing to make you quick round the medium speed corners, or do you just take all the wing off and just try and gain as much speed as possible down that back straight, which is obviously huge, absolutely huge.
Yeah, I know. We spoke to Adam earlier, and he's actually running no wing on his Porsche to try and maximise the back straight. It will hamper him going through the start and the end of the lap, though, won't it? Because it's quite twisty turny.
Yeah, as long as they've still got enough natural grip from the car itself, like as long as they haven't messed around with any of obviously the setup options with GT4s are limited, but as long as they've still got a grippy car, they should be okay. But it will make the tail, especially in these conditions, a little bit looser than they'd maybe want, especially through that faster turn 1, 2, and then through the long right-hander at the end of the straight as well. They're going to have to be braking. You'll be able to see the differences in braking between the cars maybe running more than zero wing, because they'll be a lot later on the brakes for that corner.
Yeah, as we're watching Chakraborty then coming towards the end of the lap, he's actually nearly a second up on his fastest lap. He keeps this up, he will be moving on into second and getting quite close to Jimmy Mansi. So he's just lost a couple of tenths then coming through the twisty turny section of sector 3. but he seems to have had a really good exit from there as he comes in through the last corner. If he can keep it clean, he's lost a couple of tenths, but he's going to be still about 9 tenths up as he crosses the line. And yeah, he does go second, literally just above Niall Dodds, but it's still second place for Chakraborty. As we see Mark Chittle then.
Oh, and that's his qualifying over. That's his qualifying over, so that's done. Must have just cut the track.
Yeah, it was a shame as well because I did see him having a good. He was a good about a second up on his best, so that's unfortunate for Chittle. But we've got Savchuk then. He's currently 3 tenths up.
I think
Bain
I jinxed him because I went to him and he was a second up. So
we've got Bain is actually a second up as he's just beginning his lap. He's about 40 seconds in, but he's 1.2 seconds quicker.
Also got Dodds as well. Oh, he's just invalidated, so he was a couple of tenths up, looking like he might sneak onto the front row.
So the only man that's going to be the biggest mover is going to be Bain. I think he's 1.4 seconds up on his best lap, so that's quite a big jump if you can hold that for the rest of the
rest of the first real sector as well.
Yeah, so made some good time, but he was quick last week.
He was, and so it's surprised to see him down in 18th at the minute.
Yeah, 1.4 seconds will put him up at just outside the top 10. But I tell you who is enjoying these conditions, as we're still watching Bain, Heike van der Veen up in 11th.
I know, I think he might be a bit shocked. I don't think he was really looking forward to it tonight. Looking at it on the Discord, I don't think he was really looking forward to it, but he'll be really happy to see himself up in 11th. And also a big shout out, we've got Bo up in 10th place as well. So
yeah, definitely. And we said about drivers might enjoying the greasy conditions.
Exactly, they're right up there with Lathoff, so nearly on pace. So fair play. It'd be interesting to see if they can carry that speed through multiple laps. I think that'll be the big thing. Shipper's just put in a lap to take 11th then. So
Bain's 1.8 seconds up.
He's going to
1.9 seconds up.
Lovely lap then. So 10th place. Yeah,
brilliant. That's a good lap from Bain in the end.
He had the fastest first sector of anyone as well. Fantastic.
He did, yeah. A 35.3 in the first sector. So that is a good lap, and that puts him in the mix. You want to be as high up as you can in qualifying. As we see them, it will be Jimbo Mansi who does take pole position. The only ones who've got Heike's out, and he is currently 3 tenths up. Loses a little bit of time at the last corner, but ends up
12th.
So good effort there from Heike. He'll be happy with that. So yeah, like I was saying, you want to get as high up as you can because you want to. The one thing with GT4 racing, very early as well, is pack racing, isn't it? If you lose the pack early doors, you sometimes struggle to get it back, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Because of the massive straight here, the amount of slipstreaming that's going to be going on, you might see some weaving as we're going down the straight because they will want to be within that kind of half a second of the car in front to try and get towed along. Because that's just going to be absolutely huge around here, being able to keep, because it should allow you to keep up with the car in front a little bit easier. As long as you can stay close through the rest of the track, you'll be in a prime position to maybe have a go down the straight, especially if you're running zero wing and someone else isn't. Yeah,
definitely. So quick run through of our starting order. Obviously qualifying does cover the starting positions for both the races this evening. So we have Jimbo Mansi in first, Raul Chakraborty second, Niall Dodds in third, Craig Matheson fourth, Peter Jelinek in fifth, Marek Chittle in sixth, Grant Eckett seventh, WVO in eighth, Seb Lythoff in ninth, Bain in 10th, Bo Lambert's 11th, Heike van der Veen in 12th, Schipper in 13th, Sablinskas 14th, Declan Brogan down in 15th, Danny Medina, Adam D. Adam D outdoes Willie Black. Willie Black's in 18th. Gora in 19th. Savchuk in 20th. Gera, Kovacic and Aphelion then to round out the 23 drivers that we have this evening. So they will just be doing their last minute setup changes. You can see its track is still greasy. It's not going to change throughout the races this evening, so it is static weather. So they'll be just doing the last few minutes. As well, you get a better idea of what tyre pressures you're going to need during qualifying as well. If you were a few tenths off, it might be that your tyres were at the wrong pressure, or something wasn't quite right. So they'll be using this 2 minutes, won't they, to get everything spot on.
Exactly, and they don't have the same we've got the same as we had last week, so short formation as well. So they haven't really got much time to get everything up to temperature. Not that the tyres would be up to temperature anyway. It wouldn't matter if you had 10 warm-up laps. Those tyres are not going to be up to pressure. So so they have got. So it'll be the cold brakes down at turn 1 that might be the issue, but hopefully we get through it reasonably clean like we did last week.
So yeah, Mansi then will lead them off with Chakraborty in second. Dodds and Matheson on that second row. Mansi will be looking to get a very quick start and get ahead of Chakraborty. It's a nice little, quite a long run down to the start finish, as we're just waiting for it to go green then. And away they go then, green light. Mansi gets a little bit of a laboured start, and Chakraborty is near enough alongside, but he will have the outside going into turn 1. But it looks like Chakraborty then
just disconnected.
Oh dear, yeah, and took a couple of cars. Did he take a couple of cars on his way with him? But
I think so.
Not quite sure there, but Mansi then leads the way from Matheson and Dodds. Life Off then takes a little bit off-roading, loses a couple of spots, and makes his way. It will tuck him behind as he can have a look at the inside into this. Very brave. Knew it wasn't quite going to be there, so he took to the curb. Very brave in these conditions to take to the curb so heavily, especially early on. Oh, as he gets late on the brakes. We've got a couple of spinners there. Looks like, was that Van Oosenen who got spun around there?
I'm not sure who that was in the middle of the pack, but
so we see another couple of spinners there.
Yeah, Bain's dropped a couple of positions out of that.
Yeah, it looks like Hiker's dropped to 15th.
Well. Yeah, I think it was Grant Eckert as well that might have been involved in it. But it looks like Van Oostenen's come out of it reasonably well, just detached from the lead pack really.
Yeah, and the battle behind then. So Matheson and Dodds going at it again then as they come into the sweeping right-hander at the end of the back straight. They both go wide, but they're within track limits. Van Oosenen nearly wasn't within track limits behind, but Matheson then has a look at the inside as Dodds does go wide. So Matheson through to second then. Dodds will look to tuck in behind and keep as close as possible, as we were talking about earlier, to keep them trains. There's a nice looking train. As we see a little pass there from Sablinskas. It looks like Shipper's got a couple of issues there. And nearly cuts the nose off Grant Eckert, but they're all safely through. Nice little train forming then for all this battle for 9th, 10th, 11th. And then you have Bain and Black as well, as we see. Is that Lythoff going a little bit wide? No, Bo Lambert.
Bo just turned across the cut. He was just ran a little bit wide and rejoined, and just squeezed the car on the inside, unfortunately. So I think Adam got caught up in that in the aftermath of that. So
yeah, Bo trying to do the best to stay out of the way, and Adam then does drop down and gets caught up. It's a shame for Bo because he was up in a good position. I think he was up in 7th. So really unfortunate. Heike van der Veen has benefited from that as he makes his way at the inside of Grant Eckert, but he'll have the outside as he's made it stick as well. So yeah, Heike then
outside, yeah, very nice. Also a big shout out, Willie Black's up to 10th. So we were talking about people keeping it consistent. Willie Black is known for keeping it consistent, as we know from the GT3s and also last season's GT4s. So yeah, he does have a habit of just finding the gaps, doesn't he? Just working his way back through. He's done really well to then work his way up to 10th. So he's up, 8 places since the start. Yeah. So
it's a really good effort. And Heike's gone from 12th down to 15th and then worked his way back up to 11th. As then he has got Willie Black in front of him, I believe. So Heike then got a bit of overspeed.
I thought he'd got past him, but he came out the toe, and suddenly Willie's still there. So
yeah, as we can all see, then Willie has got the inside covered. It will take a special move to go around the outside, but Hiker might
get the undercut.
Get the old switcheroo. Looks like he has
He's
got the
managed
move
to do it
done.
very nice.
He has. Well done, Hiker van der Veen. That's a great pass then on Willie Black. And I will say, actually, I did a race last night over with Jimmy Broadbent's community, and Hiker's defending and actually ability to pass was brilliant. So we know he's got it in there, and he seems to have really stuck today. As we see then Jovan up in 16th, with Gora just behind him and Savchuk just in front of him.
So just a quick update. Aphelion went back to the pit lane at the start. I'm not sure if they'd got the wrong setup on or something like that, and Chakraborty unfortunately did look like a connection issue at the start of the race. Slightly high ping at the start of the race. I'm not sure what was going on there. So I think thankfully nobody got caught up in the lag spike for him. So thankfully it all seems to be okay from that.
As you see then Gora having a look at the inside of Kovacic. Does get that move done.
Yeah, Thunder. I think Thunder's just been attacking him down the straight. I think he was defending. Subject was defending going down the straight, I think. So
fair play. So Thunder's then.
Thunder got some pace today.
Yeah.
It's not the first time that we've seen some pace from him in the last few weeks.
Like
Great
Thunder is. Yeah, the good thing with Thunder is at the minute as well, he's has the ability to have more time in his rig, so he is actually getting a lot of practice done, and we are seeing that improvement throughout every race. He's like Greg Prescott. He has the most incredible bad luck.
Yeah. I was going to sort a livery out for Greg with the bad luck Greg on the back or something, you know, because it just always seems to get caught up in other people's issues. We've got Lathoff then up front. It's just got past Chittle at the long right at the end of the straight, so seemed to be latched onto the back of him. And Willie's just got back past, I think. He has, down the straight. Oh, it's close. I think Van der Veen's going to be able to defend on the inside, so Willie got the draft down the straight, managed to keep close, get alongside, but
Eckert, he's going to lose a place to Eckert as well, because and then Hiker didn't see Grant at the inside, and unfortunately they've come together, but Eckert doesn't look. Why is it always Grant Eckert's cars look battered?
Yeah, I don't think he saw him, did he? Because you can see from that
it is one of them corners as well that it tightens at very last minute. You can't get the inside really because it will drift you out to the left. So you have to take the entry really, really wide and cut the corner off. So that's just one of them unfortunate instances. We see Shipper then with a drive-through in 9th position.
7-minute drive-through then for track limits. But that's not a surprise to us. We literally preluded this at the start of the coverage tonight, that in the wet conditions especially, it's going to be this is notorious for track limits, especially in these cars.
Julian Reinhardt, I just wondered why there were so many Porsches. Then I saw the name of the event. Yes, welcome Julian. It is the Porsche GT4 spec season. We run on a Tuesday, so yeah, you will see every car being a Porsche. So Adam D then, he's recovering from being spun or being collected in an incident earlier on a couple of laps ago, so he is in 20th, but he's having a good go at Gora by the looks of it. So Adam's never one to give up. We see then Matheson and Dodds going at it.
Yeah, Dodds trying to go around the outside of him then, so Matheson protected the inside line coming down the straight, and Dodds got really close, tried to go around the outside. But that's good knowledge for him. If he can stay close to him for the next time, if he maybe dummies the outside next time, and then you can try the undercut next time, for instance. So
good old Johnny Shuffle, the
Johnny Shuffle. Even though it didn't work out that time, if he can stay close, he's got a chance to do something next lap.
Absolutely. Seb Leifoff then making good moves. He's up to 6th. And he's on his way to catching Petr Jelinek. Jimbo, we haven't forgotten Jimbo at the front, but he is 3 seconds ahead of these two battling. As well, if you were Matheson here and you knew Dodds was he's probably a little bit quicker at this moment in time. Maybe only by a couple of tenths. But would you let Dodds go and stick to the back of him and make a move late on, so you're not losing so much time to Mancy up front? Or do you battle it out for knowing that Mancy's probably gone?
I think I'd probably just defend it at this point, because in my head I'd be like, if I knew that I couldn't quite have the pace to catch back up to Jimbo in the lead, I'd be more tempted to fight the position. If it was close to the back, or he thought he had some pace, if he thinks maybe they've both got the pace, then yeah, maybe letting them go would be the best course of action. But
well, Jimbo's put in the fastest lap of a 2:08.6, and Matheson are both in the 2:09.4 and 2:09.2. So yeah, there's about 6 tenths.
It's saying a lot that, like we mentioned, with the track slightly getting quicker through each session, nearly everyone did their fastest lap that lap, and we're on lap. What have we had? 4 laps. And they're still going quicker. So you can see it's not a limitation of the tyres this time. It's just them starting to get into a little bit of clean air, maybe cleaning the track up a little bit. It's still obviously going to be greasy because of the drizzle, but they might be able to try and carry some more speed around.
They seem to be able to attack the curbs a little bit better as well. As you see, Adam then has made it 3 positions.
And it's about to get tasty as well in front of him, I think.
Yeah, he's got who's that in front of him?
I think that's Savchuk going past Lambert's.
Yeah, it is.
Looks like he might have, I don't want to say it, but I don't think he's got 0 wing on.
He hasn't, and Adam is going to eat him up down the straight then and get to the inside. A little bit of weaving from
Might
Adam,
be able to try and go around the outside. Well held, both of them. That was exactly what we were predicting though, because the less wing, the more wing, means you can be later on the brakes. So I do think Bo just got a drive-through for track limits there though, for running it out.
No, he had the drive-through.
Oh, did he already have it?
Well, yeah. We see the car off then. Guerra has then, I don't think he's seen the car spun on the exit and has just unfortunately collected him. So, but yeah, Sablinskas has got a drive-through as well. He's just entered the pits.
Should we talk about the horrendous pit entry at Paul Ricard? Look at it.
Yeah, literally as Grant Eckert goes past it. The board. The board for it is literally on the entrance.
Yeah, so you've got to get everything.
You're braking while still on the track.
There you go. That was a perfect example from Bo. Like you are pulling out of the last corner and instantly going to the right to make it to the pit lane exit, and then braking while on the track. And
Julian says that exactly that is almost as bad as Zandvoort. And Zandvoort is pretty sure. Yeah, that is one of them ones. And you're braking on the track, and the board is within 10 yards as you get inside that fence. As Matheson then is looking at the inside this time of Niall Dodds.
I think Dodds has just drafted round him, but he's on the outside again.
Oh, that's really interesting. As we see, the Matheson then will tuck in behind.
So yeah, that's Dodds getting past them now.
Yeah.
You want to say who's closing them up as well, closing up on them at a second a lap behind.
Mr. Van Oosteren.
So as Matheson just runs a little bit wide as well.
And that will perk up WVO, our resident rookie coach. As then we are halfway through this first race. And this is what I was saying about earlier about these two battling. They're losing time to Mancy, and they're actually losing time to Van Oosteren behind. So that two-way battle soon is going to become a 3. So then you are in danger of losing more than one spot if you get overtaken. As you see then Sablinskas then. And Kovacic and Adam D. So Sablinskas has gone through and done his drive-through, come just out in front of Adam D. And Jovan Kovacic are rolling thunder, the community guru, as he likes to be called. So this is a good little battle. And again, Kovacic has got some great pace, and he's looking to defend them from Gora behind.
So what's sorry, Johnny. What's the loss then from a drive-through? Because Sablinskas hasn't lost too much time, has he? I know he took it earlier.
Well, it's not a massively long pit stop, is it? A pit lap.
No, and obviously the GT4s aren't particularly rapid as down the straight. As Schipper makes a move past Gora.
It looks like Looks like Dodds has an issue as well, because Van Oostenen then has moved up into third. So Dodds goes from second to fourth. Van Oostenen and Matheson then move up as well. That just flashed up on my screen. So Dodds has lost some time. As you see, this little battle then is Schipper. Looks like he's had an issue. He's going around the outside of Kovacic.
Nicely done.
Yeah, very nicely done indeed. If he can hold it there. It's dangerous on that curb as well. It's dangerous enough on that curb in dry conditions. Can't be easy and greasy. So what are we saying then? Van Oostenen to take Matheson for second?
I mean, that would be a great if he can, because I mean, where was Van Oostenen on the grid? 8th. So he's up 5 places already. Matheson's up 2. Van Oostenen's up 5. So I think he's just got the race pace. I mean, it might have been that he couldn't get a super clean lap in qualifying, or he's just more suited to slightly more fuel in the car, a little bit more settled, and managing the tyres across multiple laps, because we're already 15 minutes into this race, so it may not look like we're only 6 laps in. But
the biggest movers then, so Van Oostenen's up 5 places to third, Life Off is up 3 places to 6th, Heike van der Veen is up 4 places to 8th, Willie Black's up 8 places to 10th, Danny Medina's up 5 places to 11th, and Jovan Kovacic is up 5 places to 17th. So good races from them guys. I'm seriously impressed with Heike van der Veen. You know, if you said to him at the start of this championship, when we said there was going to be no Pro-Am split, and it was all going to be one split, that he would get a top 10, I think he'd have bitten your hand off for it. So
absolutely,
really
yeah,
cool.
absolutely. I'm going to use coin the Adam phrase. Absolutely, he'd have been over the moon with that, wouldn't he? So
he would, he absolutely would, and he'll be buzzing. You know, if he can hold on for the next 10 minutes, I'm sure we'll see him pop in chat, and he'll be over the moon with that. As we see them, Danny Medina, Willie Black, and Grant Eckett all going for it. So Willie's covered the inside. Danny Medina then looking for the old switcheroo.
Might get the run on both of them here.
He has got the run. That's a great exit from Grant Eckett. But where's he going to go? He's got Danny Medina to the right and Willie Black to his left. Where is he going to go? He was
very sensible there, because the gap down the middle lasted for about 2 seconds. Medina with the move down the inside. That was nice. Did he cut I think that was perfectly clean. I don't think he cut the curb either.
No, and he held the slide as well to stay in front of Willie Black. I thought he was going to lose control. So Danny Medina then works his way up into 10th and past Willie Black. Now, it'll be interesting to see what wing Willie is running then compared to Medina, because he'll get a bit of slipstream anyway, and Grant Eckett. So we're on board with Grant Eckett. Wow. So he's reading Willie in quite quickly, and he's gone early as well.
Yeah, and I was just about to say Brogan caught them up, but now he's suddenly 1 second behind. So either he ran out, or he's running big wing as well. So, but yeah, Willie's definitely on 0.
Yeah, and he gets that move done. Danny Medina then is now going to be under some pressure from Grant Eckett.
It's really not what you want, where you want to be at the front of that train, because you're not getting the draft off anyone else.
No, Willie goes wide.
So maybe Medina might be running one wing or something like that, because there wasn't that much of a difference between them. Grant's going to have a really good run down the inside though.
Yeah, and Danny Medina unfortunately then will lose 2 places, and Zach Brogan just in behind as well. So Brogan will be joining this battle. Yeah, parking.
Brogan's so much quicker through the corners. It must be running a slightly different thought process on the setup, and it's working for him, because it's not getting them down the straights, but he's really reeling them in through the corners.
Yeah, definitely. Parkin says Heike for driver of the day. Yeah, I'm not far off you there, to be honest.
Definitely in race 1.
Yeah. As we see then, Eckett then having a look around he's going to have a look around the outside of Willie Black into turn 1. That will be brave. But of course, if he can get the switcheroo done and get a better exit, he will be able to pass him going into turn 3, I would think. Go through turn 1.
He was a lot cleaner through there that time, Willie. I think he'd learned from his mistakes from last lap of holding the inside and then running out slightly wide. Looked like he carried much more speed through there. So
yeah, and yeah, it doesn't give Eckett a chance to get the move done into 3 or 4. And be a brave man to do it through 5. That's a really tight corner. As broken, then he's going to look to take Danny Medina if he gets a really good exit.
Oh, I think just missed it from that angle. Yeah, I was going to say, because Grant just lost it a little bit because Willie had just run slightly wide.
Blinskas has got another drive-through. Wow. So that's really unfortunate for him.
It's really unfortunate.
Track limit, man. Track limits.
There is no award for most cut tracks of the day, unfortunately.
He'd just broken clear of the Shipper D Kovacic battle as well, so he was looking to catch up with this train in front of him, and he probably would have done if they'd have kept battling as well. As you see then, Bartosz Gora having a look at Jovan Kovacic. Kovacic does the typical Johnny Ashley and parks it in the middle of the road, but then goes back to try and take the optimal line, then going into the sweeping right at the end of the back straight. And yeah, Jovan was really brave on the brakes there and has got it. Looks really neat and tidy through there.
Very nice.
I didn't mean to sound so shocked.
It's not that we're shocked, it's just good to have him back racing again rather than just once every few weeks. It's great to see him get up to speed, and he does seem to be enjoying the GT4s.
There's a yellow flag out for Guerra, and yeah, we see him go
own line round there.
He always stopped as well as I think he might have stalled that as well, but he's got it going again. So Van Oosenen is going to have Dodds for company as he's trying to catch Matheson. Jimbo Mansi then, with just under 5 minutes to go, is 7 seconds clear of this pack. He was actually more than that. I think Jimbo's gone into race management mode. Comfortable with his gap.
Might be sat on a couple of track limits.
Yeah, there could be that as well, and just kind of, you know, with probably what, 2, maybe 3 laps to go. He's although I'm saying that, he's just put out another 6/10 over these 3. So he often likes to make me look like a liar.
Well, I was going to say, apologise to him if he's watching this back and he's like, I haven't been on the screen very much. Well, here you go, Jimbo. There you are. You're in the lead. Nobody's been near you at the minute, so that's why you haven't been on screen much.
No, well done. Right, let's go back to the action. That's all he gets.
That's enough for that.
Danny Medina then with a drive-through.
Oh dear.
That's unfortunate because he was really involved in that battle with Black Eckett, and oh no! Did we give Jovan the curse? What happened there? It looks getting a little bit squirrely on the acceleration there. Too much curb. Oh, and then too much curb. He was going around. Oh,
nearly a very nice. Look at that. Nice 360 though. We'll give him that.
Yeah. That's how you do it. So yeah, he was on his way around, and Gorza unfortunately helped him on his way. But then Van Oosenen then going around to the outside of Matheson into turn 1. We're looking for a better drive. Takes all the curb into turn 1. Looking for a better exit out of 2, and on his way down to 3, Matheson parks it in the middle of the road. Gives him as little space as possible. Matheson then covers the inside. Van Oosenen cleverly earlier on the brakes, trying to optimise that exit as he goes through. Then in turn 6, very tight. Oh, now has he got the inside? He has. A little mistake from Matheson, and Van Oosenen cleverly just drifts off in front of him and takes second position.
He's going to be in full defence mode when we come down here then. So if I think if there's a little bit of round down here, I'd just be stuck, glued to the right hand side. Glued to the right hand side. Make them go around the outside and try and undercut. Because you've also got Noah Dodds getting involved now as well because of that. It's slowed them both up.
3 wide, surely not. Still a little way go. Matheson then has got the move done. Van Oosenen has lost 2 positions. Dodds around the outside. If he can make that stick, that's impressive.
Fair play, Matheson. Yeah, just about left him enough space for it, didn't he? Without running him off the track. But it's going to be
Van Oosenen's going to
around there.
Yeah, Van Oosenen's going to get that position as well. So, oh, has he though? No, he has. I thought Dodds might have just had the inside line, but Van Oosenen covers him off, and Van Oosenen into 3rd. Matheson back up to 2nd. I did see another drive. Did I see another drive-through? Oh no, it was Danny Medina's cleared his drive-through, so he's been in. Oh, Kovacic has got a drive-through. That's not what we like to see. He was doing such a good race as well. So we are on the last lap of the race. Now, if you're Matheson, you don't want these two too close to you as you're going into that back straight. We see what happens to Van Oosenen. Van Oosenen lost nearly a net 2 positions. So then we got Bain and is that Willie Blackin behind him.
So it's Bain with
Heike
van der Veen in front of him.
Yeah. Now, Heike van der Veen takes to the inside and defends that really, really well. Again, the inside into the last corner, but he will sacrifice his exit. And Bain will have the inside as well. And Bain then moves his way up into 8th. Drive through then for Afelion. Oh, look at that from Heike. What a sensible dive.
Lovely, lovely stuff. Just better on the brakes. Just about going to hold on to it as well.
What a move from Heike. What an absolute beautiful move.
Stephen's still got the run.
He has.
Yeah, brave one at this corner though, as we saw earlier in the race from someone. Yeah,
and Heike parks it middle of the road. As we thought earlier, so Van Oosenen then round the outside. Matheson did the right thing, made him go round the outside. He's bringing Dodds with him, so this could be for the final podium positions. Van Oosenen then up into 2nd, gets that move done. Matheson and Dodds going now. Matheson's got the inside line, and he will just hold off Dodds then. So
Latham though, with a last lap drive through as well. So he's in 6th, so he's going to drop down. That'll be added on at the end. Oh, it's a great move from Matheson.
That is brave from Matheson. Van Oosenen
looks going to try and have a go.
Now, if he can hold this round the outside, he'll have the inside for the next corner, but I don't know if he hasn't got the run on him. Last minute lunge, maybe. Little touch from Van Oosenen.
If he can just try and keep it on the outside here, he's got the inside for the last corner, but I don't. Matheson's covered him off nicely.
He managed to cross the line to win.
Jimbo's won the race. We'll have a look at him, but it's fantastic over the line from these three. What a race.
And it's going to be Matheson, Van Oosenen and Dodds then to finish 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Jelinek is the next car to come through. There is Jimmy Mancy. God, that looks like a lowly figure over there. I did win on it.
I was in this race.
Jelinek then comes through for 5th. Bain and Heike van der Veen then. Looks like Bain has got that one done, but Heike's on the inside. Has he just pushed him out?
I think Bain's got the inside then for the last corner. If he can keep it nice and tight, although Heike's looking to try and get the undercut, not quite going to get there, I don't think.
So then it will be then Bain in 8th, Heike in 9th, but with life off's 30-second penalty, I would think that will bring Bain and Van der Veen up into 7th and 8th.
Oh, I'm going to try and round the outside in the last corner, didn't quite pan out, but I mean, what racing all the way through the field. Fantastic stuff.
So then Black will finish 10th, Eckett 11th, Brogan 12th, Schipper 13th. Adam D recovered to 14th as he's about to come across the line. He does, no one around him, so he picks up 14th. Gora then will be the next Heike. Holy effing yes.
Yes.
Yes, Heike. Awesome. Awesome, mate. Great result for you. I'm really proud of you. That's a great result. Well done, Jimbo, as well. So Jimbo did win the first race of the night convincingly as well. So yeah, that was
well, it just got better and better, that one, I think.
I think as the more drivers got used to the conditions, I think it kind of got very tasty. Yeah, DJ, tasty laps. So it looks like then life off's penalty will drop into 9th, which means Heike van der Veen will get 8th, Bain will get 7th. So unfortunate for Seb Lythoff there, but what a great race. I thought they were, honestly, the 2nd, 3rd and 4th car, I thought they were going to go over the line together. I thought it was going to be a horse racing photo finish.
It was super close, wasn't it? Super close. We're just gonna to everyone. We're just gonna run an ad and run the video, and we'll be back in time. We've got 2 minutes before the next race starts, so we will be right back.
Welcome back then. So 45 seconds or so until these guys all start the short formation lap. Still greasy conditions. I think we should run a poll, Ben.
Go on.
I think we need to do some betting. I reckon
Sure.
Heike van der Veen to finish top 10 again.
We can sort that. You keep talking while I sort that.
You started it. So we've got then. So 5 seconds then. These guys will be getting ready and loading their setups, getting ready to start the short formation lap. Same grid as before. So Mansi, the only person we have lost is Rail Chakraborty, who disconnected. So it will be Mansi to lead off then from Niall Dodds, Craig Matheson, Petter Jelinek, Chittle, Eckert, Van Oosenen, Leifoff, Bain and Lamberts. Will Van der Veen finish in the top 10 is the question, and you can have a bet with your channel points to everyone that is in chat. Let's see who fancies Mr. Van der Veen for the top 10. As we see then, we go to full screen as Mansi then brings us to the green light, and away we go then. So Mansi, with no real challenge because Chakraborty left, leads the pack through and down on the way to turn 1. Dodds then all looking to tuck in behind. He's got Matheson for company. As Matheson then will have a look at the inside. Doesn't quite get it done. Mansi is clear. He is through turn 1 and turn 2. And away he goes. So Dodds in second. Matheson then in third with, as we see, a bit of an incident behind Danny Medina. Looks to have had a little bit of an incident. No real damage done. So that's fantastic. They're all back running. So Leifoff then has made his way up into a good position. He's just behind Wilbur Van Oosenen. As we have a yellow flag then, Schipper and Lambert's yellow flag. Don't know what happened there. As we see, is that Mr. Van der Veen getting a bit aggressive there around that corner. So they're all through then. Yeah, it was. So Chittle's had a bit of an issue there. He's dropped down the order.
They're pushing a little bit harder on the first lap this time. Less responsibility, it feels like.
I mean, they're getting used to the conditions as well. They feel they can push the car a little bit more. So then these guys are battling. Look at all the cluster of Porsches behind there. Schipper then takes to the inside from Sablinskas then. Sablinskas then tucks it in front and keeps it within track limits. Guerrera and Jovan Kovacic is going battling there. I'm just trying to wait until they all cycle through. So Mansi leads from Dodds, Matheson, Jelinek, Eckert, Van Oosenen, Bain, Sablinskas, Schipper. Heike van der Veen is 10th. So another good start from Heike van der Veen. Then Lambert's at 11. Adam D up to 12th. He had an unfortunate start to race 1. So he'll be happy that he's still going. As we see, there's then Van der Veen. Looks like he's about to be passed by Adam D. I don't know if he's got a little bit wide and a couple of cars have caught him, but Heike has then dropped down to 13th. Yeah, as they cross the line then. So Marek Chittle as well up into 12th. Adam D up into 11th. But Heike has got the inside into turn 1. We'll look to got the inside of Chittle. Has he got it done? And the outside, I don't think he's... Oh, yeah, it looks like he has got it done, which has allowed Seb Lythos to have a look at the inside of Marek Chittle as well. He hasn't quite got that one done. Or has
nice
he? He has
the brakes. HVD as well on Adam in front.
Wow, what a pass. And Chittle's come back on Lythos. Incredible. It's a great little battle, this one, as we see Chittle go wide, Leifoff goes at the inside, Adam goes at the inside of Heike van der Veen. Oh, and then Leifoff then spins Heike van der Veen. Oh, well, that's unfortunate, but they are still going. So let's see what happened then as they were coming through. Adam at the inside of Van der Veen. Oh, yeah, Leifoff just not hard enough on the brakes, just taps the back of Van der Veen.
should get away with that without too much time lost as well, because it's at the start of the straight. They should be able to gain back that time and try and work their way back through. Although Lythoff is off somewhere else, might be struggling a bit.
Maybe yeah, it looks like he is. Yeah, he's dropped all the way down then to 22nd. Van der Veen down into 20th as well. So you see a car flying up in the background. Bo Lambert's going for a little detour.
I think Bo was making up his own version. I know Paul Ricard has about 100 different variants of the track, but I don't think that's one of them.
So we see then Sablinskas. Whoa, nice slide round there. Won't gain him any time and do him any favours in the battle to get up into 8th, but top 10 for Sablinskas as it stands. And just Bo Lambert's with the fastest lap of the race. That can't be right. You would have...
I think they've only done one lap at that point. It's okay.
There we go. Van Oostenen's got it. Oh, I feel the banhammer coming out.
Oh, why?
Legger's here.
Oh, hi Legger.
So Legger's here. So Van Oostenen then does get the quickest lap of the race. Up front, Mansi then is currently 1.3 seconds ahead of Dodds and Matheson, who are still scrapping. And then Jelinek and Van Oostenen in behind. Chittle and Adam then. Adam in 11th. Marit Chittle in 12th. Adam covers the inside nicely. Doesn't compromise his exit too much. Is Chittle going to have a look? Thought he might have done. It was brave if he had it done. He did think about it, but Adam saw that coming. So Adam up into 11th then.
So let's see what he can do this time, because obviously he's still in one piece after the first lap this time. He had a little bit of an issue on that first lap in the first race. So let's see what kind of pace he's got, because Chittle was quick, wasn't he? He was fighting with Brogan as well, who's not too far behind them.
And we know Adam's running zero wing, and Chittle looked to get alongside him out of the slipstream, but as soon as you come out of that slipstream, Adam's car seems to be holding that rather well, and Adam will hold that round the inside. Chittle goes a little bit wide, got to bring it back before then boards, does so. So Adam then holds 11th position. All seems to have settled down a little bit earlier this time. There's a manic few early corners, but it seems to have settled down as we see Nancy then.
You can see the gap behind then. The top four have top five have started to break away, but there are some little gaps in between them. I'm sure we'll have it where we had it like in race 1, where it just bunches up again. But at the minute, yeah, Mansi with a 1.8 second lead at the line. Just seems to be slowly, obviously just really enjoying the track and conditions, just on it today, really consistent in the 208s and 209s.
Yeah, he's just on the fastest lap of the race, 208.645, so that is a really quick lap in these conditions. You see Declan Brogan then, for a look at the inside of Marit Chittle, not this time around. And this will be good for Adam if these two can start battling, because it means Adam will be able to pull away a little bit from Chittle and give himself a bit of breathing room. So, Heike van der Veen update. He is up to 17th. So he's made 3 positions since his incident with Lythoff. As we see Bain and Eckett then broiled in a close battle, 4-6 position. And they've both got very similar cars, which is,
I think, identical.
Yeah, identical.
So keep your eyes on this one. You're really going to have to watch this one close.
It'll be like, it'd be like a cup trick when you put a ball in a cup and you have to watch it. Which one's which?
Well, both of these had small incidents, didn't they? Which dropped them down a little bit.
They did, yeah.
So they're currently up in 6th and 7th. Nice move from Bain down the inside then. But I think Grant's going to try and do the famous undercut, and does so nicely.
He does get that done. So I'm going to look out for numbers of which one's which. So Eckett then does get that position back. Schipper is joining this battle as well. He looks like he's just been passed by Sablinskas.
He has, yeah.
Yeah, so he's embroiled in that little battle then with Bo Lambert's up in 10th, who's tagging on. But oh, there's going to be a little bit of a tap there.
Well held. Yeah, I think
Oh,
Sablinskas just ran wide, and then that allowed Shipper to just have a little look down the inside.
gonna have a look at the inside of Sablinskas. That is a great move if he gets that done. Not quite this time. Sablinskas holds the inside. Lamberts might have a better run. Really impressed with Bo Lamberts. He's had a great couple of races. Really looks racy. Him and the hiker both look really racy. I think they were both on the same 2.4 team, so they're obviously learning together.
That's a good point. They were actually teammates in the Lotus style Aston, wasn't it? At the last round of Sandford.
Yeah, they were. They're obviously learning together, and they're both part of the rookie league. I know Van der Veen definitely is part of the rookie league, so they're obviously improving each time they're in their cars.
So our big winners at the minute are Adam's up 5 positions, and so Sablinskas as well. And Savchuk and Guerrero are up 5 positions each as well. So we haven't quite got the 8s and 9s for position gains, but we have had. It's been slightly cleaner, hasn't it? It's been more about raw pace, apart from that one larger incident. It's been a little bit cleaner. So those positions gained are impressive, given the lack of cars going off around them.
Yeah, there's a couple of losers. Chittle's lost 5 positions, he's down in 12th. Van der Veen's lost 6, he's down in 17th, but looking to catch up and work his way back through. And Seb Leifoff's lost 13 positions. I think he has gone in the pits by the looks of it as well for damage, so he was in the pits for 1 minute and 36, which says to me he'd gone in to make a pit stop. As we see then, so top 3, Mancy, Dodds and Matheson.
So can we start calling Jimbo Manson?
The Manson family.
Yeah.
He'll love us for that. We already call him Wish Jimmer.
That's true, really. He'll really appreciate that being up on the stream now.
Yeah. Danny Medina then has got to drive through. It's unfortunate for him not having the greatest second race. He had a really good first race. He was in some great battles. As we see then Chittle and Adam then. Chittle with a little fake just to fill Adam's mirrors. Not close enough to make a move. He's still got Brogan in close company then behind him in 13th. I think this battle might rage on a little while longer yet. Adam's not doing enough just to quite pull away. But I think Brogan being in the mirrors of Chittle is putting Chittle in 2 minds whether to attack or defend. So is that Dodds losing a position to Matheson there? Looks like Matheson has got through on Dodds.
Was Dodds in
I don't
front?
know what happened.
Was Dodds in front?
Yeah, Dodds was in second. I'm sure Dodds was in second.
I'm not sure. Not sure, but yeah. So, well, Matheson's still defending off Dodds then. So these two have closed up again. So there was a second or so gap between them for the first lap, or so first couple of laps, and it's definitely closed up. They've also got Petr Jelinek as well, closing up as well. It's good to see Petr a lot closer this time. Hasn't got caught up fighting behind. He's been able to put the laps in and stay close to these guys. And then Van Oostenen, a little bit off the pace of the front 4 at the minute, but it looks like he's starting to speed up a little bit. So
yeah, the more these, if Jelinek joins this battle, the more these two start battling. It'll be like in the later stages of the last race. We'll see Van Oostenen join the pack, as we see then Chittle has got past Adam D. So Adam then down into 12th, Chittle up to 11th, Brogan still in 13th.
I thought he was just thinking about the thinking about the inside, but he's going to get a better run out of here.
Yeah, he's going to get. He'll tuck in behind Chittle, and he'll want to stay there as much as he can. and do almost a Van der Veen type dive into turn 1. If he can be later on the brakes. He is slightly later on the brakes, and Adam has got the inside, takes all the curb and gets past Chittle. Nice move from Adam.
Just saw him just release slightly off the brakes, didn't he? Just as he realised that he could get a bit more braking performance, he just released a little bit off the brakes to send it up the inside. But Chittle, we know, is late on the brakes as well, because he made a really nice move at this corner in the last race. Can't quite make it. I think we've just lost Bo on the inside there, so Bo's going to be getting involved in this as he tries to come back through as well. Oh, a little touch on the back, well held from Adam. He might only have like 1.5 legs at the minute, but he doesn't matter on the steer, and he held that really nice, really nicely.
Chittle was the biggest loser. He lost the position to Brogan, but Brogan's going to have a look to the back of Adam then. But here, as you see, Chittle has lost out quite a bit with that little tap. But you can tell Adam's running no wing. Look, he's just in the slipstream, and Brogan's not getting any closer.
We saw that on the last time, didn't we? That Brogan was quicker through the braking and medium speed corners, so he does look like he's running maybe a touch more wing, but then he really comes into play when you get round here, where he's able to carry a bit more speed through some of the corners coming up. Can be later on the brakes as well. So Adam getting loose, just about going to make that apex.
You've been watching too much NASCAR.
I have been watching quite a lot of NASCAR lately, to be fair. That's a good point. This is a totally different kind of style of stream. We're a lot more about talking the action. We haven't been talking random bollocks.
No, I know. It's
just been so much going on.
Yeah, we're not having to fill any gaps with bollocks, like you said. as Chittle goes very wide, then wasn't sure if he was going to go inside. Or is that Brogan, wasn't it? Brogan goes very well. Wasn't sure if he was going to go inside or out. And that will give Chittle and Bo Lambert the chance to get back on his tail.
It's like Bo's working his way back through there, and he's made the move on Chittle. And now he's right on the back of Brogan as well. We go down to turn 1.
Pulled out early. Thinks he has the pace to stick a move then on the inside. He got it done. Got it done before the corner. Well done, Bo Lambert. It was a good pass.
So we kind of, with Bo's pace, you can see he was further forward, and he's just made a little mistake, and he was further forward in race 1 as well. So if he can keep on going with the pace and catch up Adam in front, and maybe even catch up to that Sablinska-Schipper battle, potentially. But he's going to struggle now because he's not going to get much of a toe in front, and he's going to have Brogan all over him down the straight. You see how much more grip though Brogan's got through there, just carrying the speed through there really nicely.
Yeah, really, really good stuff. So as they come on to the back straight then, Brogan didn't get the best of exits there. Yeah, and you see he's just drifting back from Bo, so Bo's obviously got his car set up absolutely spot on for this back straight. There's a drive through for Heike van der Veen. Oh no.
I think Peter's going to get involved here as well.
He is,
Van der
yeah,
Veen's got a drive through. Well,
yeah,
the prediction might have been a jinx then.
Yeah, I was watching, Heike was within a second of Willie Black. I was watching the split times come through, and then he's got a drive through, so that's really unfortunate for Heike. But yeah, like you said, Jelinek now joining the battle for second with Matheson and Dodds, and they have managed to break away from Van Oostenen a little bit as well. So as Jelinek then just points his nose out, not quite enough, not as brave on the brakes as Dodds this time around.
Petter a lot more competitive in this race. He was a bit lonely, I think. Where did he finish in the last one? 5th, was it? It was a little bit. He was a little bit lonely, but yeah, he seems to be right on the money today this time.
We're being raided.
On Texo, thank you very much for the raid.
Raided with a party of 6. It's very Viking-esque, isn't it, being raided?
Are the alerts coming up on screen?
I've got them through not on screen. I've got them through the Twitch chat.
Well, they should be coming through on screen. So apologies that they're not coming through on screen. I'll have to have a look and find out why.
So Texate is Danny Medina. Nice, he's in the pits, he's failed his setup, so So he's turned his stream off and he's come to watch the main one. So thank you, Danny. Appreciate that. What a great name from that guy, Yuri One Kenobi. I like that.
That is a fantastic name. I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm jealous. I need to rename myself something more exciting.
Yeah. So Bane then is still in this battle with Ekit. Now that's impressive. They've been going at it for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much since go, these two have been next to each other.
Yeah.
So fantastic racing from these two. It just goes to show how close, especially the big straight, really keeps these battles going on lap after lap. Because even if you get overtaken, if the pace is similar, you can just be going backwards and forwards lap after lap.
Yeah. No, absolutely. We've seen that in other sims as well. I think we did which race? We did a race in AC and there was a long straight in it, and it just. Oh, I think we did Norris Ring.
That's basically just a straight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just basically 2 straights and about 3 corners.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was exactly the same because you got the slipstream, and I think the cars we were in as well had. I think they're in the we did them on race stream in the DTMs, and we had. Obviously, you have DRS, don't you, or push to pass as it is in DTM. And yeah, it just was overtaking galore, and it kept the battles really, really close. As we see Dodds then having a look on Matheson. Matheson keeps the inside. And
Just trying to line him up here then for the run onto the back straight, because he's going to get. I was going to say he's going to get a better run. He is going to get a better run.
He is, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, an absolutely fantastic run then. So what you get a run out of here? Where are you thinking? Are you going left or right?
I prefer to be on the outside. If I'm trying to get past someone, on the inside, it can be quite difficult to hit your braking point and manage to carry the speed. If you're on the outside, you've got options to either try and hang it out around the outside if you're far enough alongside and you're on the racing line, or to try the undercut. If the guy on the inside does a good job of stopping, just apply a little bit more brakes and try and do the undercut, which he's going to try and do, but I don't think he was quite close enough. He wasn't really alongside there, so Matheson doing really well to hold him behind.
Oh, there we go. Follow it. Yuri One Kenobi is now following.
I fixed it.
Thank you very much, sir. I noticed that. Yeah, thanks. No, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Good to have you with us as we are then into the last 4 minutes of the race. Jimbo is in the lead. Jimbo Mansi in the lead by 7.5 seconds. Again, just managed to manage the race at a steady pace. But of course, we haven't mentioned there's no Dendy again tonight.
No, so I'll have to message him. I'm not sure if he's still having issues with the house move. I'm not sure if he's still having issues with the house move. It'll be interesting to see when he does turn up, if he can get close, because yeah, Jimbo's just been on it today. It's a shame that Chakraborty had the connection issues, because those two were super close on pace in qualifying. So that would have been interesting as well. But I think yeah, Matheson and Dodds, that it's not that they've been. That's a great attempt around the outside, but he's going to be on the outside again. He has got the run. That's fantastic. If he can hold that around the outside, then he'll have the inside next quarter. Fantastic move from Niall.
Yeah, that's brilliant from Dodds. Yeah, and if he can keep it tight, then he'll keep Matheson behind. He does.
Yeah, fantastic.
Greg says,
yes, Greg.
Is it lose more channel points today?
Yeah. Greg's unlucky in everything, I think. Don't become a betting man, Greg.
Thank God the National was last weekend.
Yeah, I think to be fair, I think Jimbo's just got it reined in today, hasn't he? He's just been consistently on the pace. He's still in his last lap's a 2:09 dead. He hasn't been caught out in the fighting with other cars, and he's broken the toe early. So yeah, he's done a really good job of controlling it. So I think Jimbo would probably be my driver of the day today. I don't want to say it because I don't want him to hear me say it, but it's just been domination really. But in terms of pace though, these three have been on the pace, and also Van Oosenen as well. So it's really good to see that even though they've been slightly off the pace of Jimbo today, they've been doing great. That's a great move from Matheson as well over on the inside. I think these two are going to keep us waiting all the way down to the last lap again, and Petter's going to try and get involved too.
Well, we were saying about Jelinek earlier, and I was in the Jimmer race, and he was in the same class as me. We were in the new BMW M2 class, and Jelinek was so quick. So we know he's got it in his locker as well. He can take his hand to most cars. I think if he avoids early incidents, he really has the pace. That's brave. Dodds is going to try and get the run, but that means Jelinek.
I think Matheson clipped the sausage curb on the outside though, so that slowed him up a little bit. So these three are going to be going down, well, if they even get to the back straight in one piece here, because they're so close together. Petter really will need to get involved. And to be fair to Jelinek in behind, he's going to want to get past one of these before the straight.
Oh, little nudge from Dodds then on Matheson.
Try and hold it.
Matheson's going to surely have that held on the outside.
Because I think, Jelinek's he's struggling when he's behind two cars with a tow in front. He can't get close enough down the straight. It's all to do with the front two cars in the queue, and that is kind of what we've seen. So I think Petter really wanted to get Van Oosten. Is that Van Oosten behind him?
It is.
It is.
Yeah. he's always there or thereabouts.
He was 2 seconds behind a second ago. These guys are really slowing each other up, and they're going to go side by side onto the straight by the look of it. So Petter might be able to, if he can get a good run here. We might be able to get the old 3 wide.
Oh
no!
Drive through.
Well, what do you do now? What do you do now?
Jelinek's
got Pat Matheson, and he's going to get Dodds as well, because Dodds got the penalty.
And Van Oostenen is going to have a look for third. So we know Dodds is going to drop out of this bunch. So Jelinek is currently then on for a net second, and Van Oostenen's got in front of Matheson.
So I think Dodds has just backed out of it because he's not
Van
really in there.
Oostenen!
No.
Brad Oostenen has managed
I think Matheson,
to get
no, Matheson's going to have him on the inside though. If he can keep it on the brakes, he's going to get it. Jelinek, so unfortunate there. He just got, he must have thought Christmas had come early. He's up to second, and then suddenly, these two have just got a super run behind. Matheson's going to be into full elbows now. Because
Van Oostenen has got the inside, but he's going to have the outside for this corner. But if he can get the cut back and have a go, I don't think he's quite close enough. He's going to hope for a Matheson mistake. So Mansi wins then, as Matheson comes around the final corner. Van Oostenen and Jelinek then in third and fourth. Dodds
is going to drop down to about 7th there, so really unfortunate, but I mean he had to go for it, didn't he? He was right in it. They were along side by side, him and Matheson. But there is a car there. There's is Jimbo doing donuts trying to get some screen time? No, he goes coming in view of the camera. So congratulations to Jimbo.
I think he was hiding, and then Van Oostenen went to find him, so Mansi moved. And there he is then, Mr. Mansi doing the donuts. Great double victory for him this evening. Comfortable in the end. Broke the toe early and got it done. So then Eckert, Bain, Sablinskas, Brogan, D in 11th, Bo Lambert's 12th, Marek Schittel in 13th. Good result from Adam D. He'll be happy with that. Managed to keep it clean. Willie Black then is going to come across the line in 14th. But he's not over. Guerrera's quite near him at the minute, but I think that's probably all she wrote is Willie Black then, and then Olivia Guerrera. Savchuk is about to come across the line. Savchuk 17th. Heike van der Veen, after a drive-through and an incident with Seb Lifeoff, will finish in 18th. And those who bet he would finish in the top 10, my apologies.
He shouldn't have mentioned it. I think Dodds is... I can't do maths, because Dodds will get a 30-second penalty. So he's going to drop quite a few spots there. But there was quite a gap between Bain and Sablinskas, so... hopefully not too bad.
Just waiting for the race control to update. Once the race control updates, we'll know where Dodds is. So Dodds drops to 9th then. So that's unfortunate for Noel Dodds right at the end there. But we have been joined by tonight's double winner, Jimbo Mansi. Hello, mate, and well done.
Hello. That was good.
Hello, stranger. We haven't really seen you on stream, to be honest.
No, I had a feeling. It's best that way. I like to stay out of the limelight. It's it also means you missed my half spin and near bin. So yeah, I'm okay with that.
So were you happy with the setup tonight? And you seemed to break the toe quite early and managed to scamper away and then control the race. I'm assuming you were happy with your setup and was used to the conditions. Were you comfortable with the conditions?
Really enjoyed the conditions. To be fair, it didn't feel in the race, especially, didn't feel too different to dry. With that many cars on the track and the temp quite high, yeah, it was. I wouldn't. There's not really a step between greasy and green, is there? But I would say that was closer to green than it was being greasy. But yeah, ran no wing. So I noticed in the second race, Dodds was doing everything to stay in my toe for the straight at the start, but looks like he'd put an extra bit of wing on at the for the second race, and he sort of was just stuck at 0.6 behind me. So I expected him to close down a bit more in the final sector, but I'll be honest, I practiced that final sector quite a lot. It seems to be the one that most people struggle with. So I thought if I can get that right with zero wing, then you shouldn't really be able to pass me anywhere else.
No, fair play. No, it was really, really good. Obviously, we lost Chakraborty really early on before the first corner.
That was terrifying.
Yeah, he looked quite terrifying on stream. Luckily, I think he disconnected and didn't cause any mayhem behind. But do you think it would have been a slightly different race with Raul still going round?
If I was to look at the qualifying pace, there was thousands between him and Dodds. I think it was in P3. Their times were similar, so I would have probably said he would have been more involved battling with them. Being completely honest, my race pace was really good. I was running sort of mid to high 208s pretty much every lap. So, I think just going off the qualifying times, I think I would have been okay, maybe a little bit more pressure, but nothing to worry about.
That's good, and you'll be obviously no Dendy again this week. And after your adventures in race 2 last week, you'll be pleased to get a few more points under your belt. With obviously assuming that Dendy's back for the rest of the season. He was the one that was closest to you, really, wasn't he? On pace in the evaluations.
Yeah, he definitely. I mean, he was definitely quicker than me in the evaluations. The first race, he got a drive through in the evaluation. The second one, he beat me by about 7 seconds. So he's definitely got me on pace. I mean, the only thing I can say is before this season, I hadn't driven GT4s properly anywhere. So I don't know, maybe tonight's result is just a sign that I'm getting a bit more of a grasp on it and feeling more comfortable with the car. It's definitely not a track that I enjoy. But yeah, who knows? Definitely needed, though, after finishing 22nd in that second race last week and realising that I was one place away from even 1 point. 2 wins are very welcome tonight.
Yeah, and obviously that will likely put you right in the mix for the championship lead. So no, well done tonight. It was like I said, we didn't get you much on stream, but it looked very dominating. So well done. We've also been joined by the 1.5-legged wonder himself.
I've coined that phrase for the evening, Adam.
That's generous, giving him a half.
Hello, Adam.
Oh my god, I am in a pool of my own sweat.
Thank God you said sweat.
I almost said bodily fluids, but I thought that would leave it a little bit too open, so...
First race wasn't brilliant, but the second race, big improvement.
First race, I got really unlucky in the first race. There was an accident in ahead of me, and I went round it, but just got clipped as I was going past it, and that dropped me right to the back. I had to just sit there and hold my brakes and wait for everyone to go past before I could get going again. But still had some good fun in that race. But race 2 was just, I tell you what, and Jimbo will back this up as well. The atmosphere in the voice chat tonight was just so good. People were having a real laugh, and just the atmosphere was brilliant. It was great fun to be part of, and it kind of translated onto the on-track battles as well. I was having some great battles with people. I mean, Marek Chittle, we were swapping places several times over, and yeah, just on Bo Lambert's as well. We had a great battle at the end. So, yeah, no, really, really good tonight. I was slow but didn't care because I enjoyed every second.
No, me and Ben were actually saying it on stream that there wasn't. Sometimes you get in a race, you get that lull where there's quite a few gaps between people, and you, as a commentator, as we put it, you have to talk bollocks for a little bit just to kind of fill that gap. But
That's what you normally employ me for, isn't it?
Exactly.
but there was none of that tonight. Like literally everywhere we looked, we would be leaving a close battle because there was another close battle going on, and it was never ending. We were just fully on it, and it was some absolutely great battles. Like I said, you Brogan, Chittle, Bo Lamberts was great fun to watch. And if you watch this back, both race 1 and race 2, the battle for second, came down to the last corner. Both races.
Oh wow, that's brilliant! But it was just such a good atmosphere as well, and people were having a really good laugh, and it was exactly what community racing should be. It was.
That's what
fantastic.
Willie has always said about Tuesday nights. It's the more cars that you're able to have a bit of a door bang, the closer battles, have a bit of a laugh, a nice breakup of the week. So it's great to see that's happening in chat as well, because yeah, there was some incidents, but you're always going to get that in racing. But if it's a nice atmosphere and it projected on track as well, from what we saw, it was exciting, it was fun. So yeah, it's really, really good, and I'm pleased that everyone's enjoyed it.
The majority of the incidents were very quickly followed by sorry man, don't worry about it, it's fine. You know, I'm sure there's a couple that are going to be a bit more fruity to look at, but for the most part it was just hard and fair racing from everyone, and kudos to all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that a special mention's got to go to race 1.
Oh, Hiker, yes,
Hiker van der Veen with I think it was an 8th after a drive. There was a drive-through for someone in front of him, so he managed to get an 8th.
Yeah,
which is, I was saying on stream, Jimbo, as well. Like, he's obviously listening and learning each race. He's in the rookie league, and he actually said in the chat as well. You know, Jimbo does a good job as coaching. So it just shows the rookie league works, even though he's in a different car tonight from what he's driving in the rookie league.
Yeah, can you stop now though, because he's now out qualifying me and stuff, and that's not good.
Do you know what the big thing for me is in that is tonight that he was in the same car as everyone else. Obviously, in the rookies league, he's in the GTR, which is. Have you sworn tonight on the stream?
We said bollocks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So the GTR's a shitbox. So
God,
he's picked
did
a
so
really-
well.
So was
Ben.
his KTM last season as well.
Yeah, so you know he's picked a difficult
don't be
car, and then
slandering the
tonight
KTM.
he's come out in the Porsche, same car as everyone else, and he's finished P8 in a field of 22. I think we had 22, 23 drivers. So it's
Can I just-
definitely a big thing to take away for him is that in equal cars, equal ground, you know his pace is there. I think he just needs to find his GT3 car that really suits him.
Can I just quickly interject and take away all of the good things I said about Hiker though, because he's just said in chat, Adam, just get good.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think I should promote him up to a top 3 for that comment.
Whatever.
Additional
You're going
points.
to promote him to a community owner.
I might make him a VIP. I might make him a VIP
Wow.
on Twitch.
He'd had a nice evening up until now.
It's all ruined now. So, although I lost count of how many times we told Hiker to get back in his box tonight.
Nice. And Hiker's had a good night because he hasn't said it's my fault.
Come on, exclamation mark Johnny, everyone. Come on, you can all do it at the same time. Just flood it with exclamation mark Johnny.
Thank you. Cheers. There you go. Adam, I heard the enter tap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a I'm just gonna sneak this in. That was a full-on bang. There you go, have that.
Oh, look, they're all at it now.
If that was an
Stevie.
email, that would have just said regards, not kind regard.
The polite way of saying, yeah, now fuck off.
Yeah. Right, guys,
I
I'm
can't
gonna
do it
chip
again.
off. Thank you ever so much. Yeah, great racing. Not really too worried about being on the stream too much. I needed a couple of wins tonight. But no, thank you as ever. I'll watch it back when I can, and I'll catch up with you guys soon. Take care.
Yeah. Cheers,
Jimbo.
Jimbo. Well done tonight.
Cool. Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, I think that's probably a good place to say goodnight to everyone. It's been a fantastic night's racing. Thanks for everyone who joined us in chat. Next week we are heading over to Zolder. So that'd be what? Zolder 3 times in just over a week, because the rookies are there as well on Thursday, and the GT3s have just done their races around Zolder. So we are at Zolder next week. Promises to be some more fantastic racing. I hope you can all join us. Thanks for everyone that joined in on chat. Thanks for all our new follows and the subscriptions. It is a goodbye from me.
Can I give a plug for tomorrow night first, whilst we've got people watching?
Yes, you
Go
can.
on,
Yes, you
then.
can.
There is a Jimmy Broadbent powered by oNiD event tomorrow night. Lotus 98Ts. Yes, that is a 1980s Formula One car around Watkins Glen Short Classic. And there is a suggestion, he dropped it right in at the end of his stream last night, that Mr. Broadbent might just come and join us tomorrow night. So it might just be worth getting yourself signed up for that one. Plenty of spots available at the moment. So do it.
Yeah, and a quick plug for the Xbox boys.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Xbox boys start there after the issues that the Xbox ACC lads have had with the game updating. They are finally getting around to their next league with all the issues now sorted. They kick off their first round tomorrow night. Not live on stream, but it's not too late to get involved. For any people watching that are on Xbox ACC, head over to onidracing.com, click on our Discord link, and you are free to join that. He's still taking sign-ups right up until the race begins, I think tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So feel free to get involved.
Excellent. Well, thanks.
Brilliant.
Thanks, Johnny. Thanks, Johnny, for leading the stream tonight. Thanks, everyone, for watching. And
Yeah,
you'll
fun.
next see us on Thursday for the rookies.
I'll be in a car.
You'll be in the car, and Adam will be on comms. So
Yeah, I'll be back where I belong.
yeah, exactly.
Back in your box.
Yeah.
Back in my box. Yeah.
Cool.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, everyone. Have a good evening.
Thanks.